welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. So, what are we reviewing today? Well, good question. So, we are going to review the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class PRIMA Prime. Yes, one of the original 13 primes. Now, is he a banger or is he a failure? Well, let's find out, shall we? Now, of course, before we take a look at the figure itself, it's always nice to take a quick look at the packaging right here. So we see he is from the Age of the Primes toy line. He's from the 13. His name is primaprime. That's his insignia right there. And you have a nice, beautiful artwork here of primaprime in robot mode and alt mode. And we got some primes right here. We got Alphatrion. We already know what he looks like for the third wave of Age of the Primes, and I'm very excited to get the figure. Then we got Victor Prime. We got primaprime himself, Age of the Primes, Voyager class, and on the top here it says "Till all are one," and then you can read it in multiple languages if you really want to. On this other side of the box, we got primaprime again. Very nice. I love the artwork. We got primaprime on the top here, and on the back of the box you have the obligatory product shots. Got 20 steps of transformation, primaprime in robot mode and alt mode, and you know what he includes and everything, what he can do and everything. So, and that is basically it for the packaging itself. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Here is primaprime, fully transformed into his cybertronian looking vehicle mode. And I personally dig the design of this vehicle. I very much like it. I very much dig this. Now, you're probably asking, hey, JJ, how did you get this figure? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you had missed my unboxing video of this figure, you would have known that Hasbro actually sent me this figure for free to collab with them, and that was truly an amazing moment to receive an official product from Hasbro themselves. And they sent me primaprime. Well, one of the figures they sent me was this guy, and yeah, very, very nice. I'm very glad to have primaprime in my collection. And I mean, I would have gotten him anyway because, you know, he's a new mold and he's part of the 13 prime, so gotta have him. But I'm glad that Hasbro gave it to me for free, because that is truly, truly fantastic. Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about the figure here. And yeah, this is primaprime's alt mode. Now, we never really saw his alt mode in any show or in any continuity. This is the first time in toy form we get to see his alt mode. And yeah, and the alt mode looks really cool. I really dig this alt mode. It kind of looks like a lunar rover or something, but it looks cool. Very cool. I dig it. You can see here, it got some nice paint on the front here, metallic blue paint, and the gunmetal gray paint as well, which is quite nice. Got the blue done for the translucent plastic, the windows and everything. A little bit of blue paint for some lights on the top, and a bit of gunmetal gray paint going around the figure here. A little bit of blue on the top, and that is basically it for the paint. They did paint the rims here for the front wheels. They couldn't paint the back wheels because, you know, they're blocked by this section here. But oh well, it is what it is. And this is the top of the vehicle, and of course this is the bottom, and we have a visible head syndrome right here. Now, you could rotate his head, but the main issue is if you rotate his head around, it doesn't go flush even further. Like, his head just sticks out like a sore thumb. And you can see here that there is a tab right there. It is meant to go into a slot on the back of his head, so that's the only way to store the head in the vehicle mode, though, so that it doesn't impede the rolling. And as far as the rolling goes, he rolls very, very smoothly. Very, very nice. I like that. Now, there's a different configuration for the alt mode. You can actually give him like a hover vehicle type thing. So all you have to do is just bring the wheels down, bring these wheels down, and then bring these wheels up, just like so. Bring this down, bring this wheel up, and then bring this down, and boom, there we go. This primaprime in his hover vehicle mode. So I like that there is a different configuration for primaprime's vehicle mode, so make it more like a cybertronian type vehicle. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that very much. But I prefer to have the proper transformation of primaprime here. So just put this back and then put that back, boop, and put that back, boop, and there we go. He is back in his proper vehicle mode right there. Now, as far as accessories go, he does come with one. He comes with the Star Saber, which looks really, really cool. I really like the design of the Star Saber here. I like the paint on it as well. Nice super paint right there. And you can see here, there is a little tiny symbol right here. That's primaprime's official prime symbol. So that's really cool that they put that in there for the Star Saber. And yeah, you're probably wondering, hey, where's the thing? Where's the thing? I'll talk about that thing in a bit when I transform him into robot mode. So we'll show out that thing, okay? We'll show out that thing. But indeed, he comes with that thing. But anyway, so now you can actually store this in the vehicle mode in some ways. So one way is to just peg it into any of these ports right here. You can just peg it on the side right here. But the instructions do tell you to split this apart like so. And then there is, I'm not sure you can see, there is a peg right in there, and that is supposed to, this section right here is supposed to peg into that post right here, rather. So just plug this in, plug that in, and he has a sword just jutting out of his back. So yeah, there you go. And this bit right here, you come under here, there's a little tiny port that's meant for this post right here. And you just plug this on right here. There's one on either side, so you can use either side. So you just plug this in right here like so, and there you go. That is how you store the weapons in the vehicle mode. Yeah, that's how you store the weapon. Actually, wait. I think it's meant to be like this, right? Yes, like that. Because sometimes you can impede the rolling a little bit. Yeah, when you have this stored underneath, it can impede the rolling a little bit. So I think the peg is supposed to face inward and this is outward, I think. I don't know, but there you go. So sometimes you can impede the rolling a little bit. So, but there's one more way to store the accessory here, and it's quite funny. It's hilarious. That's all I'm gonna say. It's very hilarious. So what the instructions want you to do for this way of storage, you can see there's a port right here, and they just want you to take the sword and just plug this onto the front end. Just a big sword just jutting out of the front, and oh, that's funny. But cool though, because he can drive and then just shank people at the ankles, which is just hysterical in my opinion. But anyway, let's put the sword off to the side for now, and we will get into some size comparisons. First off, here is Age of the Primes primaprime compared with the other primaprime that I own. Yes, there was a primaprime figure. It's just this little tiny little prime master. Yeah, it's yeah, you can already tell which one I like the most, right? Out of these two primaprimes. Yeah, that one. I like this one so much better compared to this little dinky dude. But anyway, but let's continue on, shall we? And there you go. There's primaprime compared with the other primes that I own so far. So we got Solus Prime and Vector Prime. Yeah, and they look really good together. They look really good together. The primes are coming together very nicely, and I'm very happy about this. So alright, so that's pretty much it for the ultimate comparisons right here. Alrighty, so without further ado, let us transform primaprime into his robot mode. So yeah, the transformation on this guy is really cool. I really like it. So first things first, we're going to crack open this section right here, and this will become the legs. So just unfold the legs right here, and just split them. There we go. Just split the legs, and then flip up the feet. Flip up the feet. There we go. And then this wheel section right here, we'll just bring in, and then there's a tab going to a slot right in there. Just use all these double hinges and just fold this in, and there we go. It covers that gap, and then just bring this in and tab that in, cover that gap, and we got his legs pretty much all done and ready. So I'm gonna raise up the camera real quick, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are at the top floor, and we can continue with the transformation. So the next step to do is to untab these bits right here. Just untab these bits right here like so, and then just untab this front bit as well. Bring this to the back all the way, and just raise all this up so there's the clearance to just bring this down a little bit. Actually, you want to bring this up until it clicks into place, and then you want to bring his head up just like so, and then these wheels will flip to the back like so, and then you want to rotate this bit right here, and there we go, and just bring these sections down. Bring the section down, and what's gonna happen here is that there's a tab right here and a tab right there that will go into slots right in here and there. So just line all of this up very nicely and easily, and just tab all this in just like that, and there we go. So we're at the home stretch. So basically just rotate the arm around and then flip out the fist, and then close all this up, and there we have an arm all done and ready. Actually, you want to take the shoulder pad, bring this out a little bit, and there we go. So we got an arm all done. Do the same thing on the other side. Just rotate this 180, flip out the fist, and then fold all this up, and then bring out, and just make sure it tabs in nice and secure like, and bring out the shoulder pad a little bit, and boom, there we go. There is primaprime fully transformed into his robot mode. Did you guys see how easy that was? Oh my gosh. That was a really fast transformation for primaprime. It's very easy to get him from mode to mode, and that's what I like about the mainline figures. It's always very easy to transform them back and forth, and you know, simplicity, there's genius in simplicity sometimes. So yeah, but let's get in close here so we can take a look at this awesome looking robot. Oh my gosh, I love this design for primaprime. But anyway, so let's take a look at his head sculpt, and a very nice looking head sculpt in my personal opinion. It is quite reminiscent to the head sculpt that he had in the G1 cartoon, and here is an image right here, and you can see how it looks similar to that, and yeah, very nice. And the rest of the design is quite reminiscent to the aligned continuity design, you know, and it's very cool, very cool indeed. And wish he had more color because he looks a little bit bland here. He only has some splotches of blue paint all around him, like on the legs and in the middle of the chest and a little bit of the crotch and the shoulders, and you know, the blue paint for the eyes and the gunmetal gray paint for the head, which looks nice. And that's pretty much it for the paint work on him. He definitely needed a little bit more color to break up all this white plastic on him, and that's, yeah, yeah, would have been nice. It would have been nice if he had more color, but molding wise, sculpting and all that stuff, very nicely done. I really appreciate what they did here. He does have a backpack, but it's not too bad. And yeah, very nice robot. I really like it. I really dig it. So yeah, so let's talk about the articulation in robot mode, shall we? So in robot mode, the head is on the ball joint, can rotate the full 360. He can look up a lot, can't really look down. The shoulders can rotate a full 360. You do have inward and outward movement. I'm not sure you can hear voices in the background. Yeah, you can. My apologies about that, but anyway. So the shoulders can actually, the shoulder pads can actually move out of the way so you can actually get more movement for the arms. Sometimes this section likes to untab itself a little bit. There is a bicep swivel, an elbow joint, very deep elbow bend, really nice. He does have a wrist rotation. The fingers can open and close, which is quite nice. The hands can move inward a little bit because they're on the ball joint, and just bring this back into place, and there we go. He does have a waist rotation. You gotta move these skirt pieces out of the way. He does have a waist rotation, which is quite nice. The legs can move up that far, they can move back only that far. He can pretty much do the full splits. He does have a thigh rotation. He does have a pretty deep knee bend there, and the feet can move up a little bit. Can't really look down. Can't really move down. Sorry. He does have a lot of ankle tiltage right here, so he does have a lot of articulation in him, which is quite nice. And technically, if you want to, you know, I mean, no, not technically. He doesn't have an ab crunch, unfortunately. But there we go. That is it for the articulation with this guy. Very nice. I like it. I dig it. I dig it. So, now, let's talk about how he can wield his accessories in robot mode, shall we? Alright, we got the Star Saber back in frame here. So, basically, you want to take the Star Saber and just plug it into his hand. And there we go. He's wielding his sword. But you can store this in the robot mode as well. There are ports on the side right here, so you can just basically use this post and just plug it into that. And the one thing I really liked about this figure is that you can actually get him to draw his sword from his back. So basically you just rotate this around and just bend his elbows and then feed his hand into the handle, and he can just draw that from the back, and that's cool. I like that. I really like that about this figure. Really cool. I really like that. Now, as far as this thing goes, this empty section here, so this is the thing that I was talking about in the beginning of this review. So basically you open up his chest and then you reveal, oh, a matrix of leadership. Yes, he has a matrix in him, and of course it is removable and everything. Whoops. Let me get that and then close that up, and you can just basically, okay, come on, Prime, work with me here. So basically you can just take the matrix and you can just plug this to here, and that completes the look of the whoops, put it backwards, sorry. And that completes the look of the Star Saber, and that looks very nice. I dig it very much. Oh yes, the power of the Matrix is within the Prime's hand right here. Yeah, I love that. Woohoo! And the main thing that we can do with Prime here is that he can hold his matrix up like so, and he can light our darkest hour if he really wants to, and that's really cool. I really like that. Woo! Man, I'm having so much fun with this figure, and yeah, that's all this figure is. It's just fun. It's just fun to mess with. I love it. So, alright, so let us cut right here, and we will bring in some size comparisons, shall we? And here is Age of the Primes, Prima Prime, compared with the little tiny Prime Master Prima Prime. You can see how that looks together, and yeah, this one is way better, leaps and bounds better than this thing right here. But let us move on to the last final set of comparisons for today. And there we go, there is Prima Prime compared with the other Primes that I've owned so far. We got Vector Prime and we got Solus Prime here. And yeah, Solus Prime is definitely the shortest of the three, but man, they look really good together. They look very good together. I'm surprised that Vector Prime is actually slightly taller than him. You know, despite them being Voyager class figures, it's surprising how Vector Prime is slightly taller than Prima, so yeah. But still, they look really good together, and I'm very happy to have these figures in my hands, in my collection. it's nice to collect the 13 primes, and I can't wait to collect all of them, well, almost all, because one prime I'm not gonna get because of the price, and yeah, but pretty much I'll have the full set of the 13 primes, because, you know, probably use one of my Optimus Primes as the Arisen, so, but you decide which prime I should use as the Arisen, because, man, I have so many Optimus Primes, and I don't even know which one to use as the Arisen, so, but there we go. That's it. That's pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons right there. Alrighty, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Prima Prime. And the fact that we got an official figure of this character tells you so much. I absolutely love this figure. Man, this figure is truly fantastic. It's one of the most peak bangers of the first wave of Age of the Primes. Even though he looks a little bit bland here, because there's not a lot of color here, because there's only like splotches of blue paint on him, which is a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, you look at him, he looks a little bit bland, but you know. But anyway, but you know, it's the nature of Prima Prime's design. You know, he's supposed to be a bit bland and everything. But let's talk about the overall figure here. The robot mode, I think, looks fantastic. It looks great, in my personal opinion. And, you know, the alt mode also looks wonderful. I love the alt mode. The alt mode is cool and creative from Hasbro's part. And, you know, it's the first time we ever see Prima Prime in his alt mode. You know, a transformable Prima Prime here. It's the first time. And I don't count that little tiny dinky Prima Prime Master thing. No, that doesn't count. But this is the official figure of Prima Prime, and I love this figure to death. And the fact that he comes with a matrix of leadership, he can wield his matrix, can hold his matrix up, and he has the Star Saber. He can draw his sword from his back, which is awesome. He has great articulation. You know, the transformation is nice and smooth. It's enjoyable. Very nicely done, in my personal opinion. Great articulation as well. He has all the joints that he needs. So overall, he is a solid dude, a solid figure, in my personal opinion. He just needed a little bit more paint here and there to break up all this white plastic on him. But all in all, I am very pleased with this figure. And I thank you again, Hasbro, for sending me this figure for free. And the fact that I was able to collab with Hasbro on this, you know, on the unboxing of this figure, that was, oh, it was chef's kiss. I love it. Hey, 2025 breakthrough for me, you know. But overall, I absolutely love this figure, and if I were to rank this guy from a scale of 1 to 10, and to take into account that he is a little bit bland here, lacking so much paint here, I think I can give him a solid a 9 out of 10. He's almost near perfect. He just needs a little bit more color. If he had more color, he would be a 10 out of 10, but he's lacking so much color, so I gave him a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10, I think, is fair for this figure. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the Prima Prime here. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this review for Prima Prime, make sure to click that like button down below. Give it a thumbs up. Yay! And if you want to see more reviews on the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button down below right there. It's bright and red. It's a red button. Click it right now. And of course, if you don't want to miss any content on this channel, click that bell icon after you subscribe, please. It's important. And of course, use the comment section to comment all your thoughts on this figure. Would be nice if I could hear all of you, every single one of you. It's a must. You must do it. You must do it. You need to do it. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Hey, do it. Comment right now. Anyway, so, and yes, and of course, you can always check out my Age of the Primes reviews playlist. The link to that playlist will be linked in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So they have the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Prima Prime. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out till all are one. And I'll see you guys on the next video. When that will be, I don't know. But you have to subscribe to see when it's gonna come out. So, alright, I'm out. Bye-bye. Primaprime! Yay!
Alita, the viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you. Yeah, you watching. Smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good. Now hit the button before he starts cutting the covenant of Primus.